was also subverting Trump with disinformation, all while drowning his chef, putting together horrible Spotify playlists, and talking football with Michelle. I think they call that an obvious slip. Fraudian? There's nothing fraud about that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the Semi-Daily Night Show with Gary TV, your host, Gary.
Tonight's ceremonial first pitch. And please welcome the President of the United States.
We did it, sir.
just making sure you're paying attention.
Welcome to the Semi-Daily Night Show. I'm your host, Gary. Trump wrote a letter to Epstein, but is it real? The Wall Street Journal reported that President Trump wrote a letter to Epstein in 2003 for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. The reported letter, in which we still don't know if it's real or not, does have some creepy quotes in it, though. In it, Trump wrote, "Enigmas never age. Neither do the masseuses on Epstein's island." Got him. That's actually really sad. The letter is also written in the shape of a woman's body, but the Wall Street Journal still has not released the letter. So his supporters have been demanding evidence of the letter because they don't know what the shape of a woman looks like. It's a joke. That was just too good to pass up on. Now let's get a little conspiratorial. There is a theory that there is some chess being played, but not by the 4D chess champ Trump himself. The Wall Street Journal hasn't showed the letter, so Trump is denying it, and is now planning to sue the publications involved that wrote about the story. Meaning the letter would then have to be showed in a court setting, which, if real, would be presented as evidence, proving Trump lied while in court. This is like the Queen's Gambit. Someone with hair is in an intense chess match. Come on, laugh. That was clever. Republicans don't fully believe this story, and I don't blame them. This letter is kind of odd. It's too creative for Trump. This is a guy who crafts prisons that are inspired by Dr. Evil, who put so much gold in the Oval Office, it looks like it was designed by Goldmember. I'm telling you, this man's inspired by Austin Power villains. Now, Trump has been defensive about this, saying he doesn't draw. But Trump does draw. He's famously doodled the New York skyline. And surprisingly, it's honestly a little better than the tortured artist Hunter Biden's crack paintings. And that's surprising from a guy who seems like he colors outside of the lines of a kid's menu he orders off of. And his ankles show he shares the diet of a kid's meal. There's another joke in there about kids' meals and Epstein, but I don't want to get in trouble. Now you're probably asking, why would he do all this? Well, it's probably because Trump is on the Epstein files. The FBI has now been reported to flag documents in the Epstein files that mention Trump's name. And like a new Frank Ocean album, we're never going to see these damn things. Then he fired the woman who prosecuted Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. You're probably asking, whoa, Gary, that's fishier than Bonnie Blue's apartment. And while that is a disgustingly magnificent comparison, you're wrong. Since the Epstein files didn't exist, then that lady prosecuted innocent Ghislaine Maxwell for nothing. I'm just trying to desperately cover up for the Epstein files so I can get invited to like the Hamptons or get a show covering Stephen Colbert or something. I don't know, my views are down. I gotta do anything. But online, many Republicans are standing their ground, demanding that the files be released and have done this for weeks, which has angered President Trump, even saying he doesn't want Republicans who want the files released support anymore. He called them weaklings, which is a bold statement from a man with weak veins. Oh, what? You gotta stir the pot or you're gonna ruin your dinner. And we all made fun of Biden for having dementia, okay? This is fair game. And Democrats know this is a bad look for the Trump administration. Gavin Newsom, the personification of a gargoyle, tweeted this.
Look at this photograph. It's a photo of a photograph.
I live in California and hate this man, but that was hilarious. That's something I would tweet. And it was also discovered the raw footage from the surveillance camera outside of the cell is missing almost 3 minutes of footage and was exported in Adobe Premiere, meaning it was likely edited. I use Adobe Premiere. You're telling me the US government spreads propaganda in the same editing software program I use to spread propaganda? Y'all motherfuckers hiring? Consider this my resume. After all, I did just defend Epstein. Trump really wants the files to go away. It doesn't matter what he does though, because it seems like this story is here to stay. And the only way this could disappear was if there was a scandal or like an intelligence leak of documents.
Also breaking tonight, a potential blockbuster scandal from documents released by the Director of National Intelligence today. Fox News Digital reporting the Obama administration allegedly manufactured and politicized intelligence to create the narrative that Russia was attempting to influence the 2016 presidential election.
Well, that's perfect timing. Director of National Intelligence and the crush of chronically online Republicans, Tulsi Gabbard has announced that President Obama might have been behind the Russia conspiracy in 2016 about the interference they played in regards to Trump winning the election. Allegedly. She released 114 pages of declassified documents. And yes, I read them all. I had nothing going on. My wife was at a concert with her coworkers. It wasn't Coldplay, so I'm safe. Thank you for your concern. The documents are more blacked out than me on Cinco de Mayo, but the parts that aren't don't really point to anything. Basically, they say that before the election, that the threat of Russia infiltrating voter systems, while it exists, is low. Then the Obama administration held a national security meeting on a sensitive topic, which involved many intelligence officials, hinting at this exact situation. The intelligence community was then prepared to create an assessment to pull together what tools Russia had to influence the election per Obama's request. But nowhere in the files does it say they believe Russia influenced the election enough to get Trump elected. They actually state they don't believe it did. I'm not defending Obama. I'm not an Obama fan. I own his book, but I also own a replica of the artwork Epstein had in his office. So I'm an amateur expert on both these people. I think Obama is a war criminal. An athletic one, I'll give him that. And to make sure we don't get off the island, like this is the 7th season of Lost, there's one question to be asked. If the evidence existed of the Obama administration planting stories that Russia helped Trump win, why wasn't it announced in his first term? What I'm getting at is this is timed way too well. The biggest cover-up in American history is going down. Trump's stance on Epstein has changed more than weather-modified seasons. And suddenly, Republican boogeyman, Obama, who apparently made the Epstein list, according to Trump, was also subverting Trump with disinformation, all while drowning his chef, putting together horrible Spotify playlists, and talking football with Michelle. I think they call that an obvious slip. Fraudian? There's nothing fraud about that. And Republicans have switched their focus. The focus is now on Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Hunter Biden. If this story was meant to distract, well, it has. And now, if this is 4D chess from Trump, I'm starting to think Trump doesn't actually know pawns can move twice on their opening move. And he should probably go back to checkers. After all, that's what most kids on Epstein's island would play.